We're here with Mickey Withoff. She is the mother of Ashli Babbitt. Ashli Babbitt, of course, tragically killed on January 6th inside the Capitol here behind us. And Mickey, I understand that you had a conversation with the Speaker of the House. What was the message that you brought to deliver to the Speaker of the House in your meeting?
Well, the first thing I said to him was thank you for releasing the tapes
These are the January 6th tapes.
The January 6th tapes, even though I feel like it's been a limited release, it is progress. So we make sure that we do appreciate him for that. I also asked him, I talked to him about the fact that he had said he thought Michael Byrd was doing his job. And so I asked
Michael
him.
Byrd is the person who shot your daughter, is that correct?
Yes, and Kevin McCarthy had said that he thought Michael Byrd was just doing his job when he murdered my daughter. And so I asked Speaker McCarthy if he had seen it, and he told me that he had not. And then he told me that he would watch it and then actually form an opinion from that. He also told me he would look for Howard Richardson.
Good deal.
He promised me he would look for Howard Richardson, who is a 74-year-old man that was incarcerated after January 6th, and his family is not. He's in Schuylkill, Pennsylvania Penitentiary, and his family's not heard from him for 6 to 8 weeks. And so we've asked our live stream viewers to put a call to action and to find out what's happened to him. And Speaker McCarthy told me he would participate in that, and if he hears anything, he'll let me know. So I felt like it was an overall really good meeting.
Did you happen to talk to him a little bit about this spreadsheet? This is a colored spreadsheet here, and it has a number of names on it. Did you talk a little bit about this?
I talked a little bit about several of those people, and then left him with the information that and some links to some videos and some websites he can look up. We did talk about Roseanne Boylan, Officer Tao, Officer Fanone.
What is on this spreadsheet pertaining to those people, and what sort of information is here that's organized?
Well, we have a video of Roseanne Boylan being beaten to death by Metropolitan Police Officer Leila Morris right before she was promoted and taken to the Super Bowl. And we also have American citizens that died that day, and their death also deserves an investigation. You know, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, their official cause of death was a heart attack, but, you know, there were flashbangs going off around them and all kinds of inhalants. So, you know, we feel that the Capitol Police that day launched munitions over the agitators and into a friendly, peaceful crowd, and we really would like to see an investigation into the events of that day.
And so we have those four names, but we have a number of other names on here, and talk to us about who these other people are. There are probably a couple dozen, I imagine, here, and how would you describe the names of these other people here, names that you left with the Speaker after your meeting?
Every death that day deserves you know, an investigation. These are American citizens.
So there's more than four.
Well, there are people that died as a result after. And Matthew Perna committed suicide after the pressure that was, you know, the mounting charges. They kept telling him he was going to be charged with something further and something more egregious. And so, you know, the pressure of that day got to him, as it did, you know, some police officers that we need to know what happened to the police officers that committed suicide after that. You know, we need to know what happened to Michael Stenger, I believe his name was, who was supposed to testify over the January 6th committee hearing. He died the night before he was supposed to testify. That's, to me, is suspicious, and I think that it deserves an investigation. And, you know, there are so many officer-involved shootings in this country, and then they're always investigated. But I don't feel like I know there was never a proper investigation done into Michael Byrd or the death of these people, or the people that were driven to suicide. Or let's look into Michael Fanone's story, Harry Dunn's story, Daniel Hodges, Officer Gunnell. I can't even say his first name, but, you know, I've sat in the federal courthouse and watched these trials go on, and the men and women of January 6th do not get fair and equitable trials over there in the federal courthouse. So, you know, they have a lot of the officers testify in a lot of the cases. You know, we have American citizens that didn't enter the Capitol, did not cause any damage, and did not lay hands on anybody, that are doing 7 years in jail. We're having felony charges stick with some of these men for interrupting interstate commerce, and they're actually getting more years because Safeway had to close early. So we need equitable treatment for these people. And we've said from the very beginning, we're not saying everybody there that day was well behaved, but they need to be charged accurately. Not overcharged, not charged duplicitously, and not have the book thrown at them for showing up and waving a flag, which is happening to a lot of these people.
Mickey Withoff, who is here on the steps of the Capitol, the building where her daughter died January 6th. Thank you very much for talking to us on One American News.
Thank you very much for being here.